Europa, one of the four moons of Jupiter, is one of the last places in our solar system that can potentially harbor life. Currently, we have not been able to gather enough data on Europa's surface to confirm its habitability. This doesn't mean we should give up hope, though. The evidence pointing towards potential life within Europa isn't just coming from scientists, but from science fiction too. Europa has been featured in many science fiction movies and television series throughout history. It's been seen as a fictional setting for films like Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea and Star Trek Voyage Home. Welcome to Spacer. Today we will be looking into the icy moon and how scientists think the moon could be a great contender for hosting life in the near future. Before we get into the video, please like and subscribe for more facts and theories into space and technology. Europa is a moon orbiting Jupiter and is thought to have a subsurface ocean. This idea was first proposed by NASA in the 1970s, but it wasn't until data from the Galileo mission in 2003 that scientists were able to confirm the existence of this ocean. The thickness of Europa's ice crust varies, which has led some astronomers to believe that there are geysers on Europa's surface. The moon has a bright surface and is believed to have an iron core, seas made of liquid water, and an ice crust varying in thickness. There is a theory that the crust on some parts of the moon's surface might be so thin that water could be presented underneath it. The ocean of Europa is believed to be one of the places in the galaxy with life outside Earth. NASA sent a spacecraft called the Europa Clipper to explore the moon. It's due to arrive at Jupiter in 2025, and it'll be looking for evidence that there's some kind of life form living underwater. Europa has a thick ice crust that covers an ocean like Earth's, but the ocean is more acidic and might even contain hydrogen peroxide. The orbiter will be able to peer into the depths of the ocean, which could lead scientists to recognize signs of alien life. It will also be equipped with a camera that can see through the thick ice crust, allowing it to locate active hydrothermal vents on Europa's ocean. Europa has been studied extensively by NASA and the European Space Agency for years, but there is still much to learn about it. Scientists want to know if the ice shell on Europa can protect any organisms that are alive in its ocean from harmful radiation from the sun, or if they would die before they could be detected by instruments on Earth or in orbit around Jupiter. Europa could be one of the most habitable places in our solar system. The Jovian moon has a vast ocean underneath its icy surface, which is believed to be about 100 kilometers deep. The water in Europa's oceans is heated by tidal forces from Jupiter and radioactive decay within the moon's core. These two sources of heat create a subsurface ocean that scientists believe could contain more life than any other planet or moon in our solar system. This ocean contains more liquid water than there is on Earth, and it may have the right conditions for life to exist. In comparison, Earth's oceans are only about 3,500 meters deep. The conditions on Europa are also believed to be right for life because the moon has an atmosphere and there may even be a magnetic field that protects the surface from radiation. Research on the seafloor of Europa's ocean is greatly needed to better understand the possibility of life there. There are many things that are still unknown, such as how thick the layer of ice is that covers the bottom and how long it takes for water to heat up or cool down in different locations of the moon. The NASA Europa Clipper mission in 2024 will consist of two parts: a study of the geology of Europa's subsurface and a search for signs of life. Combining these two main objectives will provide scientists with a better understanding of the planetary conditions that may be conducive to life on Europa, as well as information about what kind of organisms might exist there. The European Ocean is thought to be an excellent candidate for extraterrestrial life because it contains all four necessary components for life: water, energy, nutrients, and an organic molecule called methane. Methane is thought to be an important component of the European biosphere because it can easily be oxidized by living organisms. This hypothesis has been bolstered by the discovery of a huge watery abyss at the bottom of the European Ocean. Several life-hunting missions have been launched to test the hypothesis. The Galileo probe managed to detect large amounts of methane in the atmosphere of Europa, but did not see any evidence of liquid water or living organisms. This will be followed by the Europa Clipper mission, which was previously described. This will start October 2024. Although life on Europa is very possible, scientists think that if there are any life forms on Europa, they would most likely be simple organisms like bacteria or algae. One other creature scientists think could survive in the water of Europa is the pearly mussels. These small, white mussels are found near hydrothermal vents at the ocean floor and can survive in very high temperature and pressure locations. Scientists believe that if they were able to travel through space and make it to Europa, they could survive there. This is possible because these mussels are found in the deep parts of the ocean where the water is very hot. This means that even though there may be no light, their metabolism would still be just as active as if they were near a hydrothermal vent at home on Earth. Although this doesn't satisfy our sci-fi fiction minds for the hunt for intelligent life. This is a great start in the evidence that external life does live outside of Earth, and we are only at the beginning of understanding the possibilities of external existence. If Europa can sustain life, does this mean humans could potentially survive here? In order to know if humans could survive on Europa, we have to understand what kind of environment it has. The surface of Europa is covered with ice and there is a layer of liquid water below the ice. This means that humans would not be able to live on the surface easily without pressure suits, or they would die due to lack of oxygen. There may be some pockets where humans could survive, but these pockets will be limited due to the low pressure levels on Europa. The ocean surrounding Europa is probably salty. The salinity would be similar to seawater on Earth, but it could be more or less depending on the location of Europa in the solar system. Another factor is the distance from Earth to Europa, which is around 628.3 million km away. With current technology, would take 6 years to get there. Due to this, even if humans could survive there, they would need to find a sustainable way to live, including clean fresh water, as the local water is salt-based, and another form of life to procreate and provide the necessary nutrients for humans to grow. This form of life would be based on ammonium-based chemicals that could be used to grow plants in water. The Jupiter moon of Europa has long been a matter of speculation for scientists and science fiction fans alike. It's possible that extraterrestrial life could exist on Europa, as its icy surface contains vast amounts of water and other chemicals. It is not certain that life exists on Europa, but its extraterrestrial ices could be a great source of information about the conditions of other planets in the galaxy and possible life elsewhere.